Isn't it interesting how many traits are shared amongst the upper echelons of society? No matter your profession, your pathway, who you are, where you've come from, there are certain traits which will help you excel in your field. And when you look at it like that, it really does simplify your pathway to the top, does it not? If you just manage to emulate these traits, surely you'll find success. So what are these traits, and how do we emulate and apply them to our lives? Let's go through them, and tell me how many you think you have down in the comments below. Number 1. Introspectiveness. High-value men are often very introspective, spending a lot of time in their own head and their own thoughts. The reason why this is so important is because if you don't think introspectively about your past mistakes and your missteps, you cannot begin to assess them and grow and move forward from them. People who lack introspectiveness often make the same mistakes over and over again. How can we apply introspectiveness to our lives right now? Let me ask you this. What's something that's went wrong in your life recently? Even if it feels unfair, even if it feels like it wasn't your fault, think about why it happened. Why did God bestow upon you this challenge? What is He trying to tell you? Number 2. Purposeful. High-value men always have a purpose higher than self, whether it's looking after their loved ones or making the world a better place. Being purposeful as men is incredibly important because without it, you run on the hedonistic treadmill of chasing, fleeting, selfish pleasure. And this is looked down upon in many high-value circles. Without a life of purpose, you live a life without any passions which set your soul ablaze, and you end up worshipping materialism and degeneracy. How do we find purpose? Purpose is complicated and will continue to evolve throughout our lives as we peel back new layers. You might find that your current purpose is to become financially dependent so that you can provide for your family, in which case you would be well suited to check out my Academy of Excellence. It's the first link in the description. Once you've achieved financial stability for your family, perhaps you peel back a deeper layer of your purpose. Maybe you want to give back to the world in some way. Your purpose is a lifelong and personal journey. Just remain purposeful. The devil makes use of idle hands. Number 3. Assertiveness. High-value men must be able to assert themselves in social scenarios. Otherwise, they run the risk of being ignored. A man of value should have very little problems asserting themselves because the work that they've put in to become who they are already buys them the respect of people in most rooms. But without assertiveness and social finesse, even if you have the best ideas and the best inputs for a social scenario, you will largely go ignored. Stronger personalities will talk over you. One of the main things stopping people from being more assertive is a fear of conflict. In order to get any point across, you need to be willing to clash with other ideas. If you're not willing to clash, more strong personalities will take over the narrative, and you'll fail to establish yourself as an important part of the discussion. Be socially adept and be very sure of your talking points and your own values, so that when the time comes that you're ready to discuss them, you're ready. Number 4. Optimist. High-value men are optimistic. They generally look at the brighter side of life rather than the negative.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Looking at everything pessimistically leads to a negative mindset, and with that comes negative traits, such as complaining and a lack of accountability, which all go against the traits of a high-value man. Optimistic people see the glass half full rather than the glass half empty, and this applies to all areas of life. How do we become more optimistic? Well, firstly, cut off all sources of information which peddle fear-mongering and negativity for your attention. YouTube channels with unoptimistic and unhelpful messaging, the news, people who complain a lot, these must all be cast out of your life. Then begin consciously planting positive thoughts in your own brain. And it really helps when you have a friend who can call you out when you're being negative or you're complaining. Once you enter the positive feedback loop of thinking more optimistically, it's much easier to manage. Number 5. Self-caring. Men of value understand that looking good means feeling good. They understand that a strong body is a strong mind. They understand that dressing well will lead to a positive feedback loop, and that keeping their environments clean will lead to a much more positive living experience. Men of value look after their physical, mental, and spiritual health. Self-care is a lifelong journey, and it begins with taking pride in yourself and your appearance. Once you take pride in yourself, the rest follows. Go to the gym. Eat healthily, sleep well, keep your home clean, optimize your mental and physical health, dress well, get a nice haircut, etc. Number 6, discipline. Without discipline, you remain a slave to modern-day distractions. High-value men live a rigorous lifestyle based around what needs to be done, not what they feel like doing. Because ultimately, feelings don't matter. The world does not care about how you feel, it cares about results. Without discipline, you will easily fall into the traps laid out before you to take you off your mission, and you will ultimately never move forward in life. How do we gain discipline? I think life as a man is going to war with yourself every single day. You should consistently challenge yourself and be willing to say no to things which take you off your path. Also, limit distractions. If you're on a diet, remove the chocolate bar from your peripheral vision. Consume content like this which informs you and inspires you, not Minecraft videos. Number 7, self-accountability. Following on from discipline, high-value men hold ultimate accountability over themselves. Every single win and every single failure is down to them. At some point, they messed up. Not holding yourself accountable strips you from any learning lessons that you get from your failures and ensures that you remain in the exact same place. How do we become more self-accountable? It's simple. You can flip a switch in your mind right now and take ultimate accountability over your life. It may be painful if you're not in the position that you want to be in, but step 0 to any change is self-accountability. If you want more positive results, you have to take full accountability over the position that you're currently in. Only then will you begin to learn and grow. If you blame someone else, the government, your family, your skin color, whatever it may be, you will severely throttle your growth as a person. Number 8, visionary. High-value men are visionary. They think big. Frankly, there's no downside to aiming high. If you aim to reach the moon but only reach halfway, you're still halfway to the moon. And who knows, perhaps you've grown competent enough as a man to fully reach your goal. How do we become a visionary? Set a larger-than-life goal right now. Set an unrealistic, realistic goal. A goal that when you tell someone about it, they think you're a bit nuts, but they respect your grind anyway. And if you like reading, give The Magic of Thinking Big a read. Number 9. That's not 9. Number 9, a growth mindset. High-value men are students for life. They seek growth mentally, physically, and spiritually. A man of value has to consistently check his ego, because in the grand scheme of things, even though you've perhaps reached levels of success in your field, you don't know shit. How do we develop a growth mindset? Never assume that you're right. Develop active listening skills. Hang around with men who challenge your views. Develop the skill of being able to respectfully disagree with people. And also, challenge yourself frequently. And number 10, emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is one of the most underrated traits that high-value men share, and it's not talked about enough. I think the reason it's not talked about is because it's not a measurable trait. You can't really measure someone's emotional intelligence. Without it though, you will fumble relationships, lack self-awareness, self-management, and social awareness. How do we develop emotional intelligence? I think it goes hand in hand with another trait on this list: introspection. If you're an introspective person, you're analyzing your own behavior, your feelings, other people's feelings, why other people behave in certain ways, and relationship and social dynamics in real time. I also think, generally speaking, people who have been through traumatic experiences gain a natural level of emotional intelligence because naturally they've spent a lot of time in their head thinking. Generally speaking, spend more time thinking. Think about your feelings, why you're feeling them, and then others' feelings and why they're feeling them as well. Those are 10 traits which makes a high-value man. How many do you think you possess from the list? Let me know in the comments and tell me which one you struggle with the most. If you pursue to master these 10 traits in your own life using the tips from this video, you will be well on your way to becoming a high-value man. I hope this video was helpful and inspiring. Please like the video and share it with a friend. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you want to begin making money online from your bedroom, watch this video right here. Take care, boys.